Flow be cold as ice, flow be cold as ice. Don't ask me that passive ain't gon' pay what I charge. It took a whole lot, took me a whole lot. Blood, sweat, and tears to get here, just to be clear. Flow be cold as ice.
Yeah, sure. I go by the name of Sunrise PM and I'm at the Zakithi Design Studios and this is my episode of Behind the Beat.
Blood, sweat, and tears to get here, just to be clear. I don't care what you think.
Please give us a brief background on Sunrise PM. Who is he? Where is he from? And what is he all about?
Okay, I know. Kalibito ke Paballo Hamaleka, all the way from Sunrise, the south of Katlehong. And yeah, Ntonaga Moga no Sonto. And the streets bangbiza Ntonaga Moga, abanye bangbiza ngo King. And yeah, man, I'm just a normal guy who loves to look fresh all the time. And yeah, I love making music. And yeah, just all that.
So tell us a little bit about your family background and how it impacted your artistry.
So growing up in Plezini, born, used to like kind of thrift a lot. My time and my old lady, like, yo, they were thrift gods in a way, you know. Time of Italian.
It's in the blood.
Yeah, it's Italian, so it's in the blood over there, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got influenced. I would say their sense of style kind of like had an impact on me, and that taste in music also, because grew up on some cassettes, you know. Those old
TDK.
Yeah, you know, the TDK shit, you know. Yeah, grew up on that, you know. Some Maxwell, Lion Richie shit, you know, Teddy Pendergrass, all that soulful music, man. You know, I feel like that kind of ignited something also growing up, you know, and having like a little sport, they call it a sport, yeah, one, where like, you know, people just pull up to drink, yeah, man. The place in there used to sell like alcohol growing up. Back when like the time and the old lady were not working but trying to make ends meet, you know. And yeah, that kind of made who I am in a way. Or was kind of like, you know, a pass to the long walk in a way. Yeah.
So when did you start making music and how did the name Sunrise PM become the name that remained with you till this day?
Okay, so with music, deciding that I want to rap, it was back in 2016 in PTA in Harankuwa. There used to be a nigga of mine who I used to go into class with, who I used to study with in TNT while we were doing events management by the name of Red. And yeah, there's a nigga of mine by the name of Liseko Kumete who used to rap also, you know. And my cousin also by the name of Nkululego used to rap. And I think I fell in love with rap in 2016. And yeah, I started writing with Red, around, you know, Maresi, Ospala, Malansi, you know. Then decided, nah, man, you know what, I want to take this shit serious, I'm falling in love with this. And yeah, 2017, went back home, dropped out of varsity, went back home, told Spani, my family, Baba into good man, you know, no Spani, my family, like, you know, logo a rapper, la pushashin rap, Magala, Kumtulo, Kichimekana, you know, yeah, like, you sound no good solo rapper, and I know you are too, like, push his cards, and so then yeah, I was like, nah, man, I need to take this shit serious. Then in 2018, that's when like now I quit Spani, my college, you know, felt too good, nah man, I can't be, you know, in my family and all of that. Went to college. Okay, in college, I would say, I started meeting with Jordan. Jordan introduced me to Z, and during those times, I was now starting to write in my own room, writing long verses, writing long hooks and all of that, putting it all into practice,
Yeah.
And then when Jordan introduced me to Z, then Z took me to his studio, Saqala vele saspana, and that's when, like, I think it was 2019. Then from there, that's when, like, atmosphere kinda came into light also, because I had this idea of, I used to like get beats and write, and conceptualize everything and be like, what, yeah, this is how my shit's gonna go.
Yeah.
Until like I got into the studio and, because I wasn't used to the studio environment in a way. You can write in your room, but when you're not used to the mic, yeah, you're gonna have a different feeling when now you have to put that shit on the mic,
And
so,
also the fright. No one talks about the mic fright.
The mic fright and all of that. You need to get used to that shit. So I had to get used to that. And 2019, okay, I recorded my first tape, and then it came out in 2020, which was titled Atmosphere, which is atmosphere deprives us from doing whatever we love. And yeah, ever since, man, it's been a roller coaster of a journey. Yeah.
You said you started making music in
2019.
Yeah. So how did the name Sunrise PM come about, and how did it become the name that remained with you till this day?
So the name Sunrise PM, it's a name I gave to myself actually. Coming back from varsity, dropping out, I was a student at TUT, and yeah, that's where I kind of like fell in love with hip hop in a way. Because I used to be like a deep house fan back in the day. So when I started or decided to kind of like entertain or want to be part of like the hip hop movement, I'd say coming back from Pretoria to Sunrise, I felt like the need to represent Ikasi. And yeah, Pawalo Malika is my name and Sunrise is the hood that I'm from. So it kind of made sense or dawned into me, how would it be if I decided to call myself Sunrise PM and kind of like rap Ikasi as my MO in a way.
So when you started your music journey, do you remember which artist you were listening to the most?
Yeah, I'd say I used to listen to a lot of TE. I was influenced by a lot of TE and how they used to move in a way.
Who is your favorite artist in TE?
Most deaf, I'd say Schoolboy Q. I fell in love with Schoolboy's approach. And yeah, I kind of also like fell in love with Kendrick. I was put to Kendrick actually by my sister when he released High Power. That was the first song that I heard of Kendrick. And yeah, but throughout the crew, I fell in love with Schoolboy and how he used to kind of like, move in a way in terms of like his approach and all of that.
Yeah. So in 2020, your parents wanted to buy you some fly sneakers, but instead you persuaded them to invest in your debut mixtape, The Atmosphere. Niggas be on some 500k or dinner with Jigga, so tell us a little bit about that story.
So yeah, it was during, I think it was during lockdown. Yeah, it was during like lockdown times, if I'm not mistaken. So I was kind of like writing. I had started writing from 2019 in my back room.
Yeah.
So that's when like I decided, you know what, I need to take this shit serious. So there came a time where like my parents wanted to buy me sneakers because like I was now getting low on sneakers, or like the shoes or the pairs that I had were kind of like, torn and all of that. So they decided, good enough, we'll just give you money to go buy yourself a shoe that you can actually casually wear when you get, when you refresh or all of that, So I was like, nah, man, I'm having this idea of making music, and I've been writing, and I kind of believe in myself that I will actually make it in this. So I persuaded them to kind of give me that money so that I could record my first mixtape, because I'd already like written like 9 songs already, but I had not yet learned how to record myself. So I had beats that I was getting from one of my boys from the hood by the name of Selopila, part of Next Door Beats. So I was using those beats, writing. Then when the time came for them to give me money for the sneakers, I told them, nah, I'm not gonna use the money for sneakers, but instead I'm gonna use it to record my first mixtape. Yeah.
And how did they respond to that?
Yeah, they were shocked. They were shocked in a way. With Imanje, like, what's this boy on about?
yeah.
So, but yeah, one thing I love about them is that they've supported whatever that I put my mind into. So they never discouraged me or anything. But they actually like kind of waiting on the finished product of the tape, wanting to hear what can I actually like do. Yeah.
So once the tape came out, how was the response from them?
So what happened was I went to Togoza because now there's a G of mine who's now locked up by the name of Jordan. Free Jordan. Yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah, this nigga of mine, we used to like chill at school because I think it was 2018. Yeah, 2018, that's the first time I met Jordan. So we used to parlay and we all kind of like were type of niggas who kind of like dressed up and all of that, you know? Yeah, we fell in love with swag and we kind of fell in love with each other's styles in a way, because he used to drip head to toe in Jordan. And I'd usually come on some vintage style shit. So yeah, me and the nigga kind of clicked, and I told him, good, now I'm also pursuing music. And he told me about some of the niggas in his hood who were actually like also doing music. And he said, nah, I'll connect you with the niggas, then yeah, you'll take it from there. And then that's when like we exchanged numbers in a way. Then that was the first time I actually spoke to Z-Town. And yeah, so in 2019 I was now in touch with Z-Town, and from there we kind of linked up. He told me, now pull up in TK. I went to Togoza, then we spoke. I told him, good, okay, now I have this idea, I want to make this and that. And yeah, the niggas kind of welcomed me with warm hands. And yeah, that's when like we started recording the tape. And from there, taking the recordings before it was mixed and mastered, I took the recordings back home just to, you know, make the parents kind of like, you know, hear what I've been working, preview what I've been working on in a way, you know. So yeah, that's when like Pops was like, nah, now you found, you know, your thing in a way, you know, you should stick to it. Yeah.
It must have
and
been.
From there, yeah,
it must have been a great response, more especially from time.
Yeah, definitely.
It must have given you that kick and so that push.
Yeah.
So how has the transition, or rather the journey, been from your first project to what you're currently working on now? How has that journey been from Atmosphere to what you're currently cooking right now?
Yo, it's been a tough journey, bro. It's been a tough journey, but one thing for sure I'll say is, if you're dedicated and when you want something, you know, you make ends meet, you try to make sure good, you know, you grow in a way, you know. It's been a tough journey, and I've been working my ass off for sure, you know. And one thing I could say is I've grown immensely within the craft, and yeah, now I'm comfortable, because if you could hear what Atmosphere sounded like and what you could hear now, it's totally two different beings. Yeah.
That's what's up. So you are a very thoughtful and articulate songwriter. Please take us through your thought process with regards to your latest single being Apande, featuring Fortatious. I don't even know if I'm saying the name right, but yeah.
So with Apande, the concept kind of came as a way of like being locked in actually in the studio. And I would say that looking back, I used to be a street nigga in a way, you know, Tanda, like high school used to gamble and shit, you know, Dalamataisi, all of that. So I feel like once I started transitioning into music, it kind of like kept me away from the streets in a way, you know. So it was more of like a reflection type of way, or type of song in a way, which, you know, no bang upon the strategy, you know. Yeah, indoor, outdoor, campy parlay, you know. So that type shit, it was like more of like a reflection type of song, but you know, I'm no longer like doing what I used to do. I'm now like in tune with this, you know, being who's like, you know,
artist. So you'd say like music helped you to be grounded, or it gave you a solid foundation in like finding yourself outside of just music, but growing as an individual.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that music kind of helped me get away from a lot of things actually, because, you know, growing up in the township, you get exposed to like a lot of insane shit at a younger age, you know. You used to indulge in like alcohol type shit, you know, living that reckless life, and which is part of growing in a way, you know. But
you live and you learn.
Yeah, you live and you learn, you know. But one thing that I'm grateful for is that music kind of kept me away from the streets, and who knows, maybe I might have been dead or something, but yeah, man, you know, it's been like a great journey for me in this music thing. And yeah, I'm actually like I'd say I'm driven in a way, you know, to kind of like make an impact also with the music shit, you know.
That's right. So what inspired you to write East Rand Malombo? Tell us a little bit about that song.
Okay, so Malombo.
And you recently dropped a visualizer for it, right?
Okay, I haven't dropped the visualizer yet. Okay, so that one, in terms of East Rand Malombo, East Rand Malombo, there's this song by Mauta. Malombo.
Yeah.
So the chorus of the song kind of like dawned from that idea, and then later on when I checked like what's Malombo, I got to find out Malombo is a vendor ride performed by Diviner using different types of instruments to kind of summon rain when it's like drought season in a way. So I was like, damn, okay, this is powerful. Okay, now there's also this group by Malombo with Patrick. Who's that OG? I don't know, Patrick something, yeah. So like there's a group where like they do some belly music, you know, African style type shit. So yeah, man, Malombo was more of like trying to prove or kind of like cry in a way. It was more of like a cry in a way, you know, for actually like rain. Seeing how actually like now how like the game is being dominant, or it's being dominated by like PTA and Durban, you know, and being excluded from like the culture, isn't like East Rand kids ain't doing shit and all of that. So it was more of like a cry for rain for the East Rand in a way, you know. But now, man, we also like cooking here, and we've also been like one of the curators of the culture, you know. We've also been setting trends for the culture in a way, but they trying to start line us isn't like we ain't doing shit, you know, while they still feeding upon us, you know. So yeah, it was that.
That's powerful, bro. Like that's something that I myself didn't even know, but that's a great anecdote. You were a guest at Zakithi and Friends Pop-Up Show that took place last summer. Tell us a little bit more about your performance and the vibe at the show. How was it?
Yo, shout out to Zakithi, shout out to the Zakithi Pop-Up Show. Yeah, it was a marvel, man. There was some great energy, you know. There's some great energy, I won't lie. And yeah, man, it was a minute since the nigga got a gig and performed, you know. So yeah, it was kind of a great vibe actually, also to experience due to also like the new music I'm currently like working on, and I got to share with the gents, and so good to know they kind of received it well in a way, you know.
What can you say about the current state of creative culture and hip-hop culture in Katlehong? Where are we and where are we headed as the creative community of Katoras?
To be honest, I've also been in my show working, but looking when I go outside, I feel like the culture at the moment in K1 is inferior. I feel like everybody's just doing their own thing instead of like coming together and uniting as one and kind of showcasing our talent to the world. And I feel like with that, if we continue with such a spirit, we are headed into an abyss. But if we decide to kind of collaborate, you know, and ignite the energy for also the young cats coming up, you know, we could actually like, you know, walk into greener pastures with whatever that we're trying to do.
Yeah, so in conclusion, you are saying the solution would be collaboration right now.
Most definitely, we have to collaborate as artists, you know, because sometimes Toluguti, there's a young talent, but due to the fact that maybe he doesn't have any outlet to do anything positive, you know, he ends up finding himself now lurking in the streets, finding himself now indulging in certain activities of which like distract him from focusing on the vision or the mission that he's supposed to, or his gift in a way.
Yeah, true. So there's this notion going around, I see it a lot on social media, people saying that hip-hop shows are useless and purposeless nowadays. What is your take on that?
I wouldn't say hip-hop events are useless or anyhow, but I'd say that if we were to like do hip-hop sessions or whatever, you know, that's where like you get to also see other cats or other talents that you are not used to.
Yeah.
So it's more of like a hub of creatives, you know. So I don't know who said that, but I feel like I know he was out of his way. Yeah, he was out of his way. He was definitely out of his way, because now with hip hop sessions, I feel like they kind of bring a lot of creatives into one.
Yes.
You know, because you get to see your battle cats, you get to see like your performing acts. You know, it's different calibers in one. You know.
Yeah, that's the thing about hip hop. It's diverse,
yeah,
and people are only
way,
seeing it for like one side, but there's so many more elements that are untapped that can
some
maybe even
shit,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, some like graphic shit, you know. So it's like a whole lot of things of which like are under an umbrella of the movement, you know. So it's just a matter of coming into one and showcasing the talent, you know. So yeah,
no doubt. So since we are only in the beginning of 2025 and you just spoke about collaboration, which artists or creatives are you on the lookout for, or who do you think we should be on the lookout for?
2025.
Yeah. Who do you think is killing it and someone that we need to be aware of? Yeah.
Okay, so I think maybe I could count some people that I've worked with so far.
Yeah.
Should be on the lookout for my boy Slice Man, Slicer. Yeah, definitely one of those. And Fortatious, who I featured for on Ngaphandle. And we also worked on a track called Yasemzini, which is already out, featuring Border. You should also check him out. Schedule Matrix, my boy who kind of like produced some of the tracks which will be on the mixtape that I will be releasing later on this year. And yeah, who else am I forgetting? Okay, you should also look out for my niggas Z-Town from TKZ from Togoza, definitely coming in hard this year. They've just dropped a new single with Smolinator featuring G-Tech and Kid X called Spuninganzo Tweka. Yeah, man, that nigga's hard as fuck.
I think I saw that on social media a few days ago.
Yeah, no homo.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So what's next for Sunrise PM in 2025? What can the people expect from you this year?
Yeah, so this year, man, it's all about going big, going home. But yeah, definitely going big. I will be releasing my next single soon. I can't say when, but like soon.
Yeah.
Then there's a tape coming titled Made in K1.
A full body of
featuring,
work.
yeah, like it's a mixtape, of like 11 tracks. So yeah, featuring the likes of Flirtatious, Goda, and Nkululeko. Yeah.
So where can we find you on social media?
On Instagram it's PM from Sunrise. On Facebook it's Sunrise PM. On TikTok it's Sunrise PM _. And yeah, on Twitter it's Sunrise PM. And yeah.
So in conclusion, would you like to leave a message of encouragement or anything like that to anyone who could be tuned in right now?
Orla aka said, "Tala what you must."
Sure.
I'm told.
Sure.
Yeah. Orla aka said, "Tala what you must." Real niggas know.
Yeah.
I'm told. So all I can say is, man, do what you're supposed to do, man. Don't fall for distractions and focus. Put your mind into it and pray to God that it works out. Easy.
Shout out Sunrise PM. It was lovely having you, dog. Catch you on the next episode. Small.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I call myself a businessman, don't take a pass. And no, I'm paying cost to being that boss, investing in my craft, bro. When OG asked me if I'm a leader, choose to follow. Couldn't stand the question, it was deep while I was shallow. Years past, now I'm armchair, up in hollow. Followed by people I do not know. Calling me out by my